The process has led to a lawsuit for the city. The statesman actually suing the city about the way that the process happened and things went down. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, before I did this mayor's role, I was an attorney and I handled matters in courtrooms, so that kind of thing doesn't distress me or bother me. Courtrooms and judges is where you go when there's a dispute as to what the law requires and doesn't require, and to the degree that anybody thinks anything that the city's doing or I'm doing isn't following the right rules, well, that's the place they're supposed to go. And at that point, the judge will let us all know, you know, what the judge's determination is, and ultimately we'll follow what the courts tell us to do. Everyone will.
Is it your opinion that you all didn't do anything wrong?
Yes, based on the advice that we've gotten from the city attorney, I don't think we did anything that was wrong. You know, the law specifically says that certain information needs to be public and brought to the public upon request, immediately upon request. But it also has exceptions to that rule. They build in exceptions to that rule. One of the exceptions, for example, is that the state legislature, when it passed that Open Meetings Act, said, we want you to make things public, but don't make things public if it's going to put the city at a competitive disadvantage. Don't do that. So when we're talking to a candidate and their employer doesn't know, and it's reasonable for us to believe that if their employer knew, they would come back and make a competing package to try to hold on to him, which, by the way, are the conversations we had when people were trying to take Chief Acevedo from us. Mm-hmm. We would hear that another city was looking at him, and we would start talking about what we could do to keep him here. Well, that was good for us because we were trying to keep him here, but it wasn't good for the cities that were cut short on trying to make their pitch to them. I think, you know, it might not be any, you know, coincidence back at that time that when we all first learned that Art Acevedo was interviewing, he had already agreed to take the job in Houston. So we didn't have the opportunity to be able to do that. And I think that there was a reason why Houston set it up that way, was to keep it confidential so that the city of Austin was not in a position to be able to compete.
When it comes to what you all are really looking for, what to you, Mayor Adler, are important qualities for someone to have if they're going to be Austin's next city manager?
You know, a lot of factors, but the two that resonate most with me is someone who is a strong leader, a strong manager, and then second, somebody who can be an innovator. You know, we have so many things that are going right in this city, but we have some pretty significant challenges, mostly with housing and affordability and with mobility. There are hundreds of cities that are dealing with the same challenges we are. Cities that are further down the path than we are, that tried to get off that path. Folks behind us that are being pulled in the same direction. I'm not convinced. I mean, if there was a city we could look at to say, let's go do what they did because they figured it out, we would already be doing it. The only thing you can say is that no city has really figured out those challenges yet, which means the answer that we come up with, because we will come up with the answers, will be an answer that no one's really tried before, or in a way that no one's tried before. So we're going to need to be innovative. We need a really strong leader, manager, who can help us find that innovation.
It's worth noting the same search firm that helped Houston hire former Austin Police Chief Art Acevedo is the same firm leading Austin City Manager search. If you want to read more about the 6 candidates remaining in the running, we have their bios on KVUE.com. The City Council plans to narrow the 6 to 3 finalists next month. That's Texas This Week.